Welcome to a very special episode of Mexico Monday. We're obviously the Newsday Nomads, and that's Dennis and Liz from Meet CRV. And we're gonna be doing a really awesome co-Q&A to help you guys learn more about our experiences in Mexico and also just learn more about us.
These are all questions that you guys asked us, so thank you so much. We're excited to share our different perspectives about our experience here, RVing through Mexico.
Yep, and we will be taking points, but the points don't matter.
Okay, I'm gonna ask, anyone come here. Anyone go. So this is a popular topic. We had 3 questions from 3 separate people about food. So Randy Rainwater asked, what was the strangest food that you ate in Mexico? FNT asked, how was the food? And JM Mariles 006, sorry if I just butchered that, what was your favorite food you ate here?
Every place that we've gone to, it is delicious, fresh food and very inexpensive. 25 pesos, that's $1.25 for an amazing sandwich.
Sandwich with all kinds of toppings.
Yeah. You know, you can eat a sandwich here, a torta sandwich, and we've seen them as cheap as like 10 pesos. That's less than 50 cents for a sandwich.
I mean, they have like tons of toppings and they're just delicious.
Yeah.
Was it the strangest thing we've eaten?
Yeah, we've had crickets.
Oh, it's spicy.
We've had worm salt.
That was good.
This is worm, you said?
Worm salt. Worm salt. Ground up worms and salt.
But even though, like, everything is so good.
And then your favorite?
My favorite, can I have 2 favorites?
I mean, technically the word favorite would be probably not allowed to, but sure. There's no rules.
Am I gonna get points docked for that?
Could be a deduction.
Okay, like
These better be good favorites.
Depends on what you say.
I know, yeah, let's hear it.
Could be a deduction.
Okay, well, my favorite, like, just grab and go food, I just love tortas. I think they're good. I think that you can have a very different experience with every torta that you get.
No 2 tortas are ever the same.
The mole duck fritter tower that I had in Mexico City.
Duck.
It was one of the best things that I've ever put in my mouth.
Oh, duck.
Well, you don't get to redo
50
that.
points for putting duck in your mouth.
And 100 points for how you said it.
It was so good. I would eat that like, a million times. It was so good.
All the street taco culture here is bigger than, obviously this is like the birthplace of the street taco. And I love street tacos. So that's a hard one for me between the torta and the street taco.
You have, just off the top of your head, what's your favorite flavor of street taco?
Oh my gosh. I love the chorizo potato combo that they did, like in Teotihuacan had that. There's a specific name for it. I can't remember right now what they call it, but that combination of chorizo and potato is really good. Wow. Yeah.
We ate ant larva when we were in Puebla, and it's like a delicacy there. It's kind of like it would be for caviar. It was not bad tasting. It was just unique. Definitely, I mean, it's not every day that you say, what'd you have for lunch today? Oh, I just had a lovely tortilla filled with ant larva. I mean, it's just not super common, but it actually wasn't bad.
It was interesting, the history behind it, because it's a pre-Hispanic food. The high priests and the kings of the Aztec peoples would eat.
Yes.
And it's also seasonal, so you can't get it all year round.
Yeah.
So we just happen to be in the area
when in Puebla, when ant larva is fresh, you get it.
You get it. So that was
strangers
strange.
for sure. I agree with you.
Ready?
Yeah.
Alright. Adrian asks, how much longer will you stay in Mexico?
All right, well, we have a tourist visa that as of right now is good until July 31st. At that point, we will have to exit the country. The RVs are good for 10 years, but it's us in the cars that have to leave. So we had originally planned to stay longer by exiting maybe into Belize and coming back in and then getting a longer visa here in Mexico, but obviously we have not been able to travel and do that, so our plans have changed. So as of right now, we have to leave at the end of July.
And also, it is worth noting that the stay-at-home order for Mexico has been extended now through May 30th. And so we don't really have a choice at this point. We're pretty much staying put at least until then.
Next one. Wendy asked, once all the quarantines are lifted, where are you guys headed off to next?
It's a great question.
Well,
I think it depends on when the quarantines are lifted, because as we mentioned, we have to be out of the country by July 31st or be able to exit and re-enter somewhere. But that all depends on the stay-at-home orders here in Mexico and in the U.S. and what we end up doing. So our plans right now are kind of up in the air.
We would love to keep exploring Mexico. I mean, the short answer is that when they're lifted, if there's still time and the weather makes sense, we want to keep exploring Mexico as long as we can.
We're here, might as well make the most of it.
Yeah, I mean, we're so close to the Yucatan right now, and there's so many beautiful things and historical sites that we want to check out. So I hope that we get to explore at least some of those during this trip. But more than likely, we're going to probably have to exit out, to be determined, maybe somewhere in the southwest of the U.S., and then come fall, turn back around and probably come back into Mexico to continue exploring.
Yeah, because we just started to scratch the surface of Mexico. It's huge, it's beautiful. We're not done here. I think
Absolutely
you guys
not.
would probably
No.
feel the same. So Mexico 2.0 will be on the horizon if we can't continue.
Our plans are exactly as are, it's all up in the air. But if we let's say it does get extended, we're not able to explore as we hoped. We just have to pretty much exit the country to go back to the United States just because our visa's up. We plan to pretty much stay on the West Coast, kind of do a lot of the Southwest, maybe Southern California, so that we can re-enter and finish the trip that we had hoped to start next winter. Assuming all is good, doesn't come back anymore, this all goes away.
Yeah.
I was just going to add too, that is the beautiful thing about full-time RVing, is that we do have the flexibility to kind of wait it out and see what happens. We have everything we need with us, and so if we need to go to a certain area, depending on what's going on in the world or in the country, we can do that. So that helps a lot, and is peace of mind, I think, for all of us.
Except alcohol, we don't have alcohol.
Oh,
that's a right now thing. But yeah, I would totally agree with Caitlin, because even in the States, like you're not gonna, let's just say you show up to the campground and you don't have the reservation that you thought you were gonna have, or or whatever happened, or a storm came through and they closed the state park that you're scheduled to be in for 2 weeks. It's cool because you can always find something because you're literally driving your house around. So that is the beauty of the flexibility of the lifestyle.
50 points each.
Okay.
I gave my first point. Okay. Juan said lots of people from the USA who lives in Mexico decided to go back home because of the coronavirus, but you guys didn't. Is there a reason you decided to stay? Adrian also asked, do you consider cutting your trip short from coronavirus?
We looked at the options, and actually there's another video, and we'll link to it, where we talked a little bit more about this, but we weighed the options of going back to the United States versus staying here, and for us it made the most sense to stay put. It is less expensive. We feel quite safe where we are. We have everything that we need, and so many campgrounds and so many places are closed right now in the United States. For full-timers, it's really a challenge right now to find some place to wait it out. And so why not stay here where we pretty much have everything we need?
And by the time all of this had really started to ramp up, we were so deep into Mexico already that it would have taken a very long time just to backtrack and get back out of the country. So it was a safer option to hunker down and stay put. Plus we have awesome friends to quarantine with.
Quarantine buddies.
All right, Dogman asked, what safety measures have you been taking and what are you all doing to stay protected, informed, other than the internet? Do you use or have you made a face mask with rubber bands over the ears holding a trifold bandana?
Good questions.
Wow.
It's like a three-parter. Okay, so part one.
Let me just say this. I think that the internet has been a great resource for us. We've used tools such as STEP, which is the U.S. State Department's registration, and you can get information almost on a daily basis now. Whenever Mexico releases any updates as far as new restrictions, new travel issues, in the STEP emails, we get that almost every day.
So we don't currently have any face masks. There are none that are available to us here. We have looked, but our awesome friends, Don and Jason from High Rise to Highway, are sending us some. So they're in the mail right now. They've actually been making them for nurses, the Navy, in Key West. So they sent us some. So thank you guys. We will be rocking those.
Yeah, they've made over 1,000 so far, which is really amazing, and have been sending them all over.
Yeah.
And Shazam! We're now in a different location.
We were in the sun.
It was too hot, so.
All right.
Candyman Can 8 said, did you have a guide show you around in every town or did you do some exploring on your own?
We didn't have a guide in every town, and we definitely have explored on our own. I think having a mix of both was really nice. You get more of an inside scoop when you have a guide, because there have been places that we've explored that we wouldn't have known some of the history, some of the cool places to go to. And then on the flip side of that, I really do enjoy kind of stumbling around on our own and discovering things. Look at this church.
I like both. I mean, I think that having a guide, particularly if you have a limited amount of time, is probably the best way to discover and see as much as you possibly can.
Tequila has to be blue agave specifically.
Because the guide's going to be able to say, no, like this is worth it, this isn't worth it, and and give you that kind of insider scoop.
300 points. Oh, we second everything they said.
300.
We like both.
AKP asks, how did you guys meet as a couple, not eat CRV in the new states?
Okay.
Like not how we met, but.
Short answer, at the bar.
He was a bartender at my favorite bar, and I thought he was cute, and so we started chit-chatting. I gave him some sass the first time because I was a little tipsy, and I can be a little sassy sometimes when I get tipsy. Anywho, on New Year's Eve, I asked him to give me a kiss, and then we went on our first date New Year's Day.
I love that story.
That's literally that simple. We're pretty much inseparable ever since.
Really, yeah. Okay. That's your story.
We met opening a roller coaster in Charlotte, North Carolina at Carowinds.
There's a picture of the very first time that we met.
Within 5 minutes of meeting.
And then fast forward, because we were just friends and we worked in different departments. And then fast forward to like years later, we reconnected and hit it off.
Yeah. I mean,
and then we were inseparable.
Yeah.
Once we moved to the same state.
Yeah.
we moved for a bit.
We were long distance for a little bit, and then I decided to make the jump and moved to Virginia, and the rest is kind of history.
Wendy asks, what have you been craving that you can't get in Mexico?
I just realized this yesterday, but you can get cornmeal, corn flour, literally everywhere. The best tasting cornmeal and corn flour you can ever get. Me, I'm from the South. I was raised by a Southern woman. I love cornbread. What you can't get to mix with your corn flour that is essential in making cornbread is buttermilk.
Oh.
Doesn't exist down here.
Once in a while, my guilty pleasure is McDonald's, and I've still been able to get that sporadically. Dennis is judging me hard.
Really? McDonald's?
Caitlin,
you every time
I
you
know.
go.
I just sometimes
Caitlin
I
loves
like a bad for you, delicious double cheeseburger. I'm not sorry about it.
We've been able to get pretty much like any type of cuisine. We've had great pizza, we've had great pasta, we've had sushi in Mexico City.
Very good.
salmon roll.
So I think any like weird cravings we would have gotten that we thought we couldn't get, we've been able to kind of satiate so far. So
Yeah.
I don't know what I would run to.
Oh, did you want to answer? No.
Do you have anything?
The ice cream selection is not as varied here, so we don't have as much choice in selection regarding ice cream. I like, so I'm personally one of those people that likes the alternative ice creams, like the coconut milk ice creams, and those are just not available at all. Yeah.
We've been savoring a pint of avocado ice cream since we got here. If he has more than 3 scoops, I'm like, whoa, 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 ration, lock it up. So I get what you're saying. That's true. Maybe ice cream.
Adrian, whose idea was it originally to purchase your first RV, and why did you want it?
It was Howard's idea.
Yeah, it was my idea. But I mean, I've always loved traveling. Caitlin loves to travel. And it was truly one of those, hey, wouldn't it be cool in the future if? And so we were living in Virginia at the time, and we went to like the local RV dealership, knew nothing about RVs. Remember, neither one of us had ever owned an RV. Her family had RVs growing up.
Did a pop-up travel trailer.
Yeah, my family did not. And I had been in RVs, and I had like rented an RV before for like a short distance kind of trip, but that was it. So we went to the RV dealership not knowing anything about it. Then our situation changed, we moved to Florida, and as luck would turn out, like the stars just aligned, and it was like, this is the perfect time. We had our own business, we had the clients lined up, and so we said, let's do it. And we did.
We committed to a year, and we're now approaching year 2.
I think it was a cumulative effort that we decided to buy the RV, but the story actually started when we were in Barcelona, Spain. We're standing in front of this place that we were contemplating buying, in the Gothic area of Barcelona, Spain. And then we said to ourselves, we can't live abroad until we travel the United States and see everything we can in the U.S., in the motherland, right? So
and we had been watching Gone with the Winds and
right,
saw
and
them
that
traveling in the RV.
Yep.
You're right.
And then,
Spoke right
and
back.
then once we got hooked on, basically Gone with the Winds hooked her. So it was probably your idea to get the RV. Because I didn't really care how we did it.
Yeah, that's true. I think we were thinking of flying at first, and I saw how they were doing it. I was like, we could bring our cats?
Yep. Calamp 462. Any cases of Montezuma's revenge? What did you do to prevent or cure it? F&T also asks about the water and stomach issue.
Well, okay, let's start with the second one and then we'll come back to the first one. People in Mexico do not drink water from the tap. That is a fact, that is true. And everywhere that you go though, there's really, really inexpensive purified water. And it comes in big 5-gallon, they call them garrafones, but it's like, you know those big water coolers like you get for your office, like to stand around the water cooler? It's like those. And it's like, what, 20 pesos, I think, is pretty much about the average. We've spent sometimes less, sometimes a little bit more per fill up of one of those. So water is plentiful and available to drink. But,
So is ice.
And so is ice. Yeah, ice is also available. But you do not drink the tap water here, and no one drinks the tap water here. Now, getting back to the first part of the question, as far as with Montezuma's revenge, we've, I think, all had at least one bout of something where we're just like, oh, I don't feel very good. Stomach issues. But it's quick. It's something that like
24 hours.
24 hours and it's gone.
There's typically a fever with it, which makes us think it's probably not like water related. It could have been from food we ate. We don't really know what. It could be our body acclimating to bacteria, but we've definitely all kind of had, well, we've had it a few times actually. But
I would totally say that none of the stomach problems I've had have been from water.
But I wouldn't say be afraid to like eat at restaurants because they might use the tap water. Like you can still, the tap water, brushing your teeth with the tap water isn't going to kill you.
That's right.
So
we'll do it.
Yeah, it's like consuming large quantities. You don't want to drink it. So that's, I think for preventing Montezuma's revenge, maybe just don't be super adventurous with some of the foods or be prepared for the consequences that could come. Go Gallagher's asked,
Aww.
are you going?
Sorry. We like the Go-Go Gallagher's. It's one of our good
1,000
friends.
points to Go-Go Gallagher.
1,000 points.
Are you going to go back to Mexico next year?
Next year?
Next year? I
Next
know.
year?
We'll see how the rest of this year goes, because if we have to leave in July, I think we're all planning to come back in the fall if we can.
Even if we are able to extend the trip, we might just finish mainland and do Baja and another experience when it's better weather, because it is starting to get extremely
Hot.
Yeah.
So if we're going to be in a place, it's also about to be hurricane season in the rainy season. So I don't want to push things through when it's not optimal. That's why we RV. We have the freedom to do that. So the answer is probably yes, especially yes, but we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know when.
Remember, right now, even as of today, you cannot land cross back into Mexico. So if you leave, we cannot come back into Mexico right now.
Hetty's Motorhome Adventures asks, do you think that you will ever travel to the UK or Europe for an RV holiday?
Yes.
We've all
110%.
We've all talked about it.
Yeah.
Definitely on our list.
Yep.
I would love to do that, and that's something that not just for like a holiday trip. I mean, I'm talking like I'd like to do it for a year if we can. You know, I know from a visa standpoint we'd have to work out logistics, but like that would be something I would love to do, a multi-country adventure across Europe in an RV.
Yep. It's on our list.
Second. Yep.
Don't know when, but it's happening.
1,000 points to everybody.
Yeah.
So this round is a lightning would you rather round.
Ooh, lightning round. So it's 50 points, right?
Yeah.
50 points for every correct answer. That doesn't even make sense to me. And we're gonna try and answer as many of these as we can.
Okay. Cash STT, I always do that, says, would you rather have to eat your favorite Mexican pastry for every meal for 1 week or eat your favorite Mexican gordita for every meal for 1 week?
Gordita.
Pastry.
Pastry.
Gordita,
All right.
That's good.
So what was the right answer?
50 points.
Oh, no.
50 points.
Negative 50
Yeah,
with pastries.
The Taste for Adventure asked, would you rather have a black tank dumping incident or have a water leak on your RV?
Who's going to
Uh,
go?
Black tank.
Black tank.
Water leak.
black tank.
You can, the black tank you can wash off you.
Oh,
Water
yeah.
leak,
We've dealt with a water leak already, so we've been there, done that. We know how to handle it.
Yeah, I know how to handle black tank too.
Negative 50 points for black tank questions.
Okay.
Well, we love you, Taste for Adventure.
Love you guys.
Would you rather permanently not have air conditioning or running water in your RV, or eat Hot Pockets for every meal?
I would not eat Hot Pockets for every meal, so I'm gonna choose the first one.
Oh, man.
Even though they're both awful.
I would eat some Hot Pockets, sure.
For every meal for the rest of your life.
He didn't say the rest of your life.
So permanently.
Permanently.
Sure. There's a lot of variety of Hot Pockets. I'm sticking to it.
I mean, Jim Gaffigan talks a lot about Hot Pockets, so I'm going to say Hot Pockets.
I definitely don't want to eat Hot Pockets.
So you guys are gonna have no running water and no AC.
Yeah.
We'll be like a van life and we'll just choose really good climates. And we get to eat amazing food. Oh, that delicious pasta and pizza and ice cream you want? We'll just
have
eat
it
that
no
in
more.
front of your face.
Yeah,
no more.
You can have a pepperoni Hot Pocket, a breakfast Hot Pocket,
Ham and
ham
cheddar.
and cheese Hot Pockets,
Yeah, it'll just be ice cold in the center and burning melting hot on the
other
outside.
Hot Pockets, Hot Pockets.
Nick and Jess, would you rather eat 3 huge roaches or 500 ants?
Neither. 3 huge roaches. Just get it over with.
Yeah, I think the roaches.
I would do the cockroaches.
Cockroaches or ants?
500 ants.
Yeah, give me the ants.
Okay.
How long would it take you to eat 500 ants? By the way, Nick and
only a
Jess, thank you very much.
handful.
Would you rather win $1 million in the lottery and have to stay at home full time, no more RVing, or not win $1 million and continue full-time RVing?
Full-time RVing and not win $1 million.
Yeah, same. Full-time RVing, no million.
Full-time RVing, hands down.
Full-time RVing.
1,000 points to everyone.
After reviewing the scores, it appears as if we have points. So congratulations to everybody for that. And the fun doesn't stop with our video. Remember to go over to Dennis and Liz for the second half of this video, or maybe the first half, depending upon which order you actually watch this video. We don't know. They'll have different questions and should be a really great time. Next week with a regular Monday.
Yeah, to Brutus de Tolentango. Actually, watch that one. And thanks for all your awesome questions. We had a lot of fun, and hopefully you learned something with us along the way.
Remember to subscribe and click the bell so you get notifications for new videos. Okay, let's do it again.